So there is a problem brewing in Joe Biden's White House. Is it Hunter Biden being found somewhere? There is a problem.
No, he's not being
brewing.
found.
It's actually
Joe
Biden's
White House.
One of Joe Biden's
is it Hunter
members. Actually, it's Major Biden. What's going on with Major the dog, folks? So this is an article published 7 hours ago from Fox News. They're telling us the most important things that we would ever possibly need to know. Biden White House tension to blame for Major getting agitated, dog expert says. Cesar Millan said this problem doesn't lie with Major, but the situation and people the dog is surrounded by. So I don't know who that is, but they're a dog expert, folks. All right, let's read. There is a hairy situation brewing at the White House. High-profile dog experts are speaking out about what they believe is really causing President Biden's dog, Major, to act out after he reportedly bit 2 people at the White House in recent weeks, according to a report. Cesar Millan, known as the Emmy-nominated television series Dog Whisperer with Cesar Millan, described the White House environment as, quote, a place full of tension. He said the problem doesn't lie with Major, but the situation and people the dog is surrounded by. So as you can see here, Max the dog is currently in a very peaceful slumber. As you can see, you can also look at my hair, the absolute state of the back of my head. That's crazy. But Max the dog is having a really good time because there is no tension in my household. Everyone is fine. I'm fine. You're fine. We're all fine. Major, on the other hand, right? This is one hand that I'm using to read the article, and this is the other hand. So Major, on the other hand, no such luck on that one. So as we can see, here's a photograph of Major the dog. It's not the dog, he told Politico. What Major is saying is that he doesn't feel safe yet. And if he doesn't feel safe yet, he can't trust. And if he can't trust, he can't feel calm. Professional dog trainer Larry Crone said a dog's behavior, whether it's good or bad, is created in the environment that the canine lives in, where it spends its time, the people it spends its time with. I don't like the idea of using it to talk about dogs. I believe personally that dogs are people, and I use they, he, she, etc. for dogs. Crone added the behavior comes out of fear and insecurities, which he said is typical in the German Shepherd breed, like Major. Quote, especially when it's not a well-bred dog. So we're getting some shots fired here from Fox News. Larry Crone saying that Major Biden is not a well-bred dog. Don't know what's going on there. And you can't punish that out of a dog. Space, ... space. You can't treat that out of a dog, he said. It's the same thing. According to Politico, you have to change the mindset of the dog to where they feel comfortable and confident in their own skin and they trust the people around them. This is incredible. The series of biting incidents started in March when Major 3 sank his teeth into a Secret Service employee who required attention from the White House medical unit. White House Press Secretary Jen P. Psaki referred to that incident as minor, unlike the name of the dog, who is Major. After the first bite occurred, Major and Joe, Biden's seemingly less rambunctious older German Shepherd, Champ 13, were sent to Wilmington, Delaware to be looked after by a family friend. They later returned to the White House, reports said. During an interview with Good Morning America, Biden said Major was going home and he didn't banish him to home. He was just going for a little trip. This is incredible, folks. Do I have what it takes to read the rest of this goddamn article? Let's go. We have a dog sitter there, a friend who takes care of him, but you turn a corner and there's 2 people. I don't know at all. And, and they move. Joe Biden's really, he's doing a great job. Yes, there are people around you, and they move. It's incredible. And he moves to protect, but he's a sweet dog, Biden said. 85% of the people there love him. 85%. Who are the 15% of dog haters? Fire those motherfuckers. Bitch, please. Joe Biden, you campaigned on legalizing or at least decriminalizing marijuana, and you said the people who joined your staff weren't going to be fired for it. You fired them for weed. Why don't you fire people for not liking the damn dog? If I were president of these United States and some dumb bitch staffer waltzes in to my office, says, I hate your dog, you know what I would do? First of all, I would beat the fucking shit out of them. And then second of all, as they're bleeding on the floor, I would fire them. I would look at them, I would say, you're fired. And then I would get my dog in here and my dog would finish them off. Because that is just unacceptable. 15% of White House employees do not like dogs. That should be a headline in its own right. In fact, I'm going to write that down. That's going to be the title of this video. 15% of White House employees hate Major Biden. What gives? That's going to be the name of the video. Celebrity animal trainer Joel Silverman referenced Biden's Good Morning America interview and suggested that, quote, nobody is looking at this thing from the very beginning as a serious thing. What thing are we talking about here? Are we talking about the dog? Are we talking about the dog biting people? What's happening? That being said, of course, reminder, biting White House employees, that's pretty cool. When the dog bites one time, it's something people need to take a look at, Silverman told Politico. When you have the owner, I don't care if you're the president of the United States or you're just an average dog trainer like myself, if you are answering a question and blowing off an issue about the biting, that's a problem. That's a red flag. I agree with that. Ask not what the dog can do for you. Ask what you can do for the dog, Milan. So yeah, this is the second time this has happened. I believe I already refreshed that, but I'll refresh it again. This is the second time that this has happened. YouTube, a couple months ago in February, demonetized a large quantity of left-wing YouTube channels. And remonetized me shortly afterward. But I want to read this Twitter thread that I wrote up. So this is the second time that @Team YouTube has chosen to demonetize my entire channel again. That's all caps, folks. Last time was February 3rd, once again stating my content is, quote, harmful to viewers. Yeah, unbelievable. No warning, no specifics, nothing. Entire channel's revenue is gone. So as you can see here, during a recent review, our team of policy specialists. What is that? Like, again, I just want to, like, what is a policy specialist? What? Like, okay, imagine, like, okay, you're a human being, right? And you wake up in the morning and you go to work and your job is being a policy specialist at YouTube. Wait, I can't imagine that because that person doesn't exist. They use robots. It's called the algorithm. There is no policy specialist. They just made that up. So my entire channel is demonetized. And as you can see here, it says that my content is harmful to viewers and focuses on controversial issues. MSNBC focuses on controversial issues. Did they have monetization? Fox News focuses, they love controversial issues and harming their viewers. Did they have monetization? Think about that, folks. And so this is the last time that this happened on February 3rd. Again, this was in part of like a bigger YouTube purge. I don't know if that happened again. Someone let me know if they see anyone else talk about themselves getting demonetized. Because what happened last time is so many people got demonetized. YouTube decided to re-monetize my channel after there was like some news articles written about it. And of course, my name was very conspicuously left out of a few of these news articles. That being said, they did apologize for this and re-monetized my channel within a couple days. I don't know if that's going to happen again. You know, I hope, right? Like, I hope to God that that happens again. But there's really no way to know. And then, of course, I got a strike, I guess a week and a half or so ago, on my video from January 6th. For those of you that are new here, what I did on January 6th is I live streamed Trump's speech and then covered protests as my live stream for the day. And obviously I did not know that they would storm the Capitol and get inside. I figured the cops would just beat them up outside for a bit and they would go home crying. That's what I figured would happen. But either way, during Trump's speech, I was laughing at it, playing the sound drops, like making fun of him the whole time. The video is literally entitled Not Good, live commentary of Trump's January 6th speech. And so it's literally called Not Good. But they said the content is advancing false claims of widespread fraud. So the only way that that would make any sense at all, right? Okay, is that if you just say Trump being in the video is advancing election fraud. That's the only way. So then if that's the case, then every single video of Trump's speech on January 6th should be gone, right? Well, not on Fox News, not on MSNBC. If you look up C-SPAN, they used some of Trump's speech in their impeachment inquiry just a couple months ago. Is that content being stricken and removed for promoting the idea that the election was stolen? Are people, just Republican politicians who have YouTube channels, are they getting their YouTube channels deleted for advancing these conspiracy theories or for having a Trump clip in their videos? No, they're not. It's just, you know, people like me who debunk these disgusting myths. But either way, so this is a pretty not good situation. So I want to be like, you know, open about the monetary aspect of this YouTube thing. Yo, my head is like, I'm like scratching my head and it feels good. Anyway, so I make a significant portion of my money from people contributing to me as a person, and not as much on ads. That being said, super chats are on the screen. They're literally there. Like it's easy for people to click a super chat button and give me super chats, as compared to giving me money on PayPal, Cash App, or Patreon. So theoretically, right, assuming this stays, let's assume, right, that this I'm no longer monetized for the rest of my YouTube career. All right, let's assume that. Well, ad revenue isn't the biggest portion of my income. Now, let's assume I double or triple in the size of my channel. At that point, ad revenue might become like a couple thousand a month or something, right? Because the way this stuff works is it works on an exponential rate. The more and more subscribers you get, the more viewers you get, the more watch time, the more ads you get, and then also the better ads you get. So it's like the more your channel is kind of like shown to be profitable, the more bigger advertisers will advertise on it. So not only will you get more ad time, ad clicks and stuff, but there will be better ad rates. So, but as of this moment in time, as of yesterday, the ad rate on my channel isn't that great. I make probably around $400 to $500 a month on advertisements, which isn't nothing. But, you know, it's something. It's you know, a somewhat sizable chunk. So again, if this does stay, this does impact me. It's not like, you know, I'm not gonna starve or anything. Assuming, and that's assuming, of course, that people continue to give me money in other ways. Like, for example, on PayPal, Cash App, or Patreon. And I don't want to be too much of a prick here, but I will go ahead and relink those in the chat if people want to contribute. Again, I didn't want today's show to be bogged down like this. I have like a whole thing, and I guess I'll still try to get through it. I still have some other shit I want to talk about. But again, this just fell into my lap, so this is a problem. If y'all want to help me in any capacity not have to worry about this, I would appreciate that. Because again, I am in this current point in time, I am not necessarily strapped for cash. So what that means is I make more money than I spend on a month-to-month basis. I actually don't spend that much money outside of like rent and stuff. I don't spend that much money. I mean, I spend money on drugs, but like other than rent and drugs and like water and food, that's about it. So I don't really spend that much. I'm a relatively, you know, I have a robust PlayStation 1 collection, but that's not important right now. But either way, again, this is like $300 to $500 a month on ad revenue that I will be missing. So that's, you know, that kind of sucks. Super chats are gone. No super chats. No any money transmitted through YouTube. I do not get anything of. So if you do want to contribute, PayPal, Patreon, or Cash App are going to be the best ways to do so. The other thing about that is, like, now again, theoretically, PayPal, Patreon, and Cash App, I get more of the money from those. YouTube, I get like 80% of the super chat. So if you give me $10, I get $8, and then YouTube takes the rest. If you give me money on PayPal, if you give me $10 on PayPal, I get $10 on PayPal. If you count me as purchasing a good or a service, which you are not doing, if you're giving me money on PayPal, you are not purchasing a good or a service. So if you do friends and family, which I consider everyone a friend, but I'm just saying, if you do a purchase as a good or service, I still get like $9.50 from PayPal, not $8. And the same goes for Patreon and Cash App. And so, like, theoretically, if people just move that contributions over and they contribute at the same rate that I normally get, then the ad revenue is made up and just fees being taken out at that point. But, you know, I mean, that I'm not, you know, I don't control other people. I have no control over other people. And it's awkward to discuss the control of other people in that capacity without turning them off. But yeah, this is annoying. I did definitely not anticipate this today. If you do want to give me money on Patreon, again, I would really appreciate that. Patreon, I guess, is going to be like an area where if you want to support me as a person, it's going to be like the best kind of way to do so over a longer term. So as you can see, this is me. This is my epic Patreon. I should really post more on here, but I don't because I'm lazy. So this is really just a way for you to help me out. If you want to give me, like, for example, right, I've got 9,000 something YouTube subscribers thanks to, I got a huge influx because 1996 Republican nominee for president Bob Dole shouted me out on their podcast. But if every one of my subscribers gave me like $50, I would have like $3,000, $4,000 a month. So like if you just gave me 50 fucking cents, I mean, think about that, I'd be good to go. But obviously that's not the case. But so instead you should give me $10 because you know that not everyone else is going to be giving me 50 cents. What you should do is give me the money to make up for the other people who I'm just joking, obviously. I just want to say, like, this is again, I was not anticipating on talking about this. So anyway, this is a little bit annoying. I'm pissed off. I'm pedo, as the kids would say. Apparently, Clarence Thomas is arguing about social media in the Supreme Court. Thank you, Twitter, for the update. Yeah, so Andrea's monthly budget: rent $1,200, food $450, PS1 games, 3,000. Dog food, 50. There's a little bit messed up there. Obviously, PS1 games I would spend $5,000 a month on. My rent is not $1,200. It is an undisclosed amount less than. Food, $450. Jesus Christ, what am I feeding a family of 7? Like, no, I'm one person, so food is like more like $20. I spend more on dog food than I do for food for me. And I spend all of my money on PS1 games. So, Super Chats for the past month are in limbo. Well, I can check that. So, because today is the last time I got my channel demonetized, it was February 3rd. And today is April 6th. So, the payment threshold is $100. I have already made $100 in April with Super Chats and ad revenue combined. So they are not stuck in limbo this time. But the reason why they were last time was because it was February 3rd and I had made like only $60 in the first 3 days. And then if you don't hit the $100, they don't give you your money. But this time I have hit the $100 payment threshold, so I should be good. I do not endorse repealing Section 230. That is not my policy prescription. And for the record, just, to talk about Clarence Thomas's position, I am not for regarding them as public utilities either. I am for neither of those options. I believe in just breaking up all these companies and going back to having individual websites. That's my opinion. Gotta build up that retirement fund. PS1 collection and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Hell yes, hell yes. You don't need to use the Patreon app. You can just use your browser. Yeah, you can just use your browser. I typically $60 every 2 weeks. I'm just myself for food. Yeah, I mean, I don't spend that much money on food. I kind of cheap out for the most part. Time to hit up the castle and collect the money he owes me. Yo, Steam had a huge pump. How much money did he owe me again? It was like $400 like a couple months ago when Steam was like 30 cents a coin. How many, wasn't it like 1,000 Steam or something? Doesn't that guy owe me thousands of dollars now? He could have just given me my money in February. He could have just admitted defeat in January, right? But now that's Steam, the cryptocurrency. We're not the Valve gaming software. We're talking about the cryptocurrency here. But now that the value of Steam has risen, for those of you that are uninitiated, I made a bet with someone, a former friend of mine who turned full QAnon Trump supporter. I made a bet with him around this time last year that Trump would lose the 2020 election, and we bet cryptocurrency. And so he pretended the election was stolen, and then he failed to give me the money that I earned in this bet. But the money we bet cryptocurrency, so like the money of the bet in US dollars fluctuates, and so the last time we calculated, I think it was like he owed me $400, but now I think he owes me like $2,000. He still thinks Biden hasn't won. Do you have like any links to that? I don't want to bog down this segment. Send me a link to the castle. I'll do a whole other segment on the castle. You will cancel your membership with someone else and give it to me. Well, I mean, if you want, right? If you want, I mean, I'll do that. I will accept that, obviously. But I mean, the way I do memberships, and the way I contribute to people is I do so based on like a hierarchy of need and also how much I appreciate them. So like, for example, there's a lot of channels I watch that have, a lot of subscribers, and I don't give them money because they get enough money from other people. That's my understanding of it. So I mean, as long as you're bumping someone with more revenue than me for that, I mean, I would appreciate that. But I don't want you to bump someone who's like lesser off than me for me, because that would kind of make me feel bad. All right. That's what I need to do. I need to get to that good base of support where, I can be good to go regardless. But either way, I'm really needing to start collecting on the castle, who's still owes me a significant amount of money. I have the link. Thank you. Canceled my sub to Jimmy Dore and gave it to you. Thank you. All of my unemployment claims got denied, but I'm appealing. I'm sorry about that. 69 patrons. Do I have 69? Is that true? Is that factual? Again, for those of you that are just coming in, I got demonetized again, right? Another time! It happened again! So I am at 69 patrons, folks. Please back me up. Maybe I should start doing Patreon milestone goals or something. I don't know, like what would I do? That's the thing, is like, if I get X amount of money, I do what? I do Y? Well, what is Y? I don't know what Y is. You know what I mean? Like, what is Y? I do Y? What do I do? I mean, if someone gives me money, then what do I do? What's the step 2 there? What am I supposed to, like, dance on webcam? Like, do you want me to, like, fucking... Like, should I eat, like, meat or something? I'm a vegetarian. If I get $1,000 a month on Patreon, I'll eat meat? Is that something I should do? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, what am I needing? Don't worry about that. What do I need to do in order to get people to give me money? Because I don't know. Like, should I eat, like, a bowl of Fruit Loops? Like, I'm a reformed sugar addict. I haven't had Fruit Loops since I was a kid. Should I eat a bowl of Fruit Loops for $2,000? Patreon exclusive feet cam. Did I do the one for 25? I did that years ago, man. I did that years ago. Like, that was a long time ago. That was a long, like before I started Above It All and everything. Interview the letter hack. That guy is awesome. All right, folks, you heard it here first. If I get $1,000 on my Patreon, I will interview the legendary letter hack. That guy is awesome. So, there you go. The Patreon exclusive angle for the workout videos. Hell yes. We could all watch TV or something together. Maybe I could do that. I could, like, you know, do like a once a month, like, you know, night where I don't know. What the fuck do these people do? I gotta, like, phone up some of my YouTuber friends. Hey, what do you do to get money on Patreon? Like, oh, yeah, I just pretend I'll like people on Discord for a certain number of times. Like, I don't know, to me it just feels, like, I don't know, like, should I do, like, a 6-hour Discord call, like, once a month? Make it 12 hours? I don't know, and then people can come in and talk to me for, like, maybe, but, like, why would anyone do that? Like, I don't know, I'm just some dumb bitch. So, I don't know. I'll run a 5K if I get 5K patrons. I'll do that. Damn right. I'll do a 10K for fucking 2K patrons. I mean, I'll distort those numbers. I'll mess with the ratio quite significantly. Play games with your patrons. Cooking show. I gotta do more cooking videos. I don't know. People like Vosh go live and viewers climb over each other to throw money at him. It's wild. Can someone do that with me? Let me check my, like, PayPal and stuff. I'd like to say thank you to those that are giving me money on PayPal. I don't know if, like, you want me to read your names, but we got, quote, fuck YouTube, exclamation point. Thank you for the $25. And we've got, quote, nothing, because they wrote nothing. Thank you for the $10. I really do appreciate that. We got some new patrons. We got some patronizers, folks. Please patronize me at this current moment. What does Pac-Man do that I should be adopting? Max the dog? Max the dog is somewhere. Yeah, he's on the floor. Pac-Man used to be on crypto platforms that I'm on, Steemit and Hive, but he stopped posting recently as soon as, like, the price started escalating quite significantly, so joke's on him. More for me. But I know that Pac-Man does do a lot of, like, really interesting, shall we say, sponsor deals for, like, companies that may or may not be scrupulous. And honestly, if you are an unscrupulous company and you want to advertise on a YouTube show, please send me an email, Andrea@speed.dog. He begs for subscriptions and does almost daily live streams. I mean, I don't do almost daily live streams. I do daily live streams. Like, I do daily, not... I don't do almost daily. What do you think I am? A fucking parent? What do you think I do? Have a life? What? I do daily live streams. What is this David Pac-Man bullshit? Oh, he almost does daily live streams. What? Taking days off? What a fucking cuck. But anyway... Myla, I just joined your Patreon, albeit at the lowest level. Wish I could afford this. It's all good, Myla. Like I said, if I were to get... even like, you know, like $5 from every like active viewer right now, right? That would put me in a really good position. So like that would put me in a really good position. But for those of you who are just joining, my entire YouTube channel has been demonetized for the second time. This is the second time. Can I advertise on your channel? This might not be the targeted audience, but who cares? Yes, I am open to any and all sponsorship deals for anything. I genuinely don't give a fuck what it is. As long as you give me money, I will say whatever. For the most part, I'll put an asterisk on there. I guess I should. But yeah, so that's kind of the situation we're in. Not good, folks. Not good. But what are you gonna do?
Not good. Believe me, not good.